Hi, my name is Suzanne Bernier Robinson. Welcome to Miss New Hampshire's Outstanding Teen 2015. I'm really excited to have as a guest today the title holder, Allie Nault.
Hi, thank you for having me. It's such an honor.
I was very excited to hear that you have won, so congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited for this year ahead of me.
How long has the Miss Outstanding Teen been a part of the Miss New Hampshire program?
11 years.
11 years. Wow.
Yeah.
So does it run in a similar fashion where funds are raised and scholarships are given out to the girls?
Yes, we have a total of $4,000 that was actually handed out at the pageant this past weekend. I was awarded over $2,000, and that was just amazing. A great way to jump off and get money rolling for college. And actually one of my goals this year is to double the amount of scholarship money that we'll be handing out. So hopefully it will now instead be not $4,000, but hopefully $8,000.
Wow.
They'll be awarding next year.
What is the mission of the organization?
Well, the 4 points of the crown stand for style, scholarship, service, and success. And I always say if I could add a fifth one, it would be sensible, because my personal platform is all about making sense and becoming financially responsible. So sensible just fits in perfectly.
That does make sense. It really does. What are the scholarships awarded on? Is it the talent, the different
talent,
categories?
whether you place, overall interview, you can Miss Congeniality, which I was awarded, is also given a scholarship. So there's anything under the sun that we compete in, we get scholarship money for.
Wow. So you mentioned last weekend, that was when the pageant.
Yes.
And here you are already, just a week later,
So
doing
exciting.
an interview. So talk about the competition. How many girls were involved?
There were 23 girls, and they are absolutely all amazing and like sisters to me. So I was so excited to be a part of it. But I actually had no idea that I was going to win. I didn't even think I was going to make top 5. So when they called my name into the top 5, I was just so excited to have already been there. I felt like I had already won. So then when I was in top 2, I was like, oh my gosh, and then they called my name. So I just had such a great experience this weekend, and I recommend it to any girl who wants to get involved, because it's a great organization.
Well, I imagine that you have been planning, preparing, practicing, so
Yes.
to be in the top 5 really shouldn't have been a surprise. And with the, you said 23 girls were involved?
Yes.
So, and I know that they all work really hard.
Yes, we all do work very hard. We volunteer throughout the year, and we also work on preparing our talents and making sure that everything is in line, whether it's our wardrobe, the community involvement that we do, making sure that everything we do is perfect. Well, as perfect as can be.
Right. What are the categories that you are judged on during the competition?
We have a private 8-minute interview with the judges, which some girls think is the most nerve-wracking part, but it's just like this. We're just talking and we're having a good time.
And you're being yourself. and you're
Exactly,
being
that's
honest.
most important.
So I think that that should be
It's pretty easy.
an easy part. What kind of questions do they ask?
Anything. It can be about our personal platform, which is a community service-based project. So as I said earlier, mine is all about saving money and financial literacy, making the making sense choice. Or else it can be a current event question, something fun like what's your favorite food or what food makes you gag.
Oh, okay.
I also, one time I even got what's a cartoon character you're like. So that was an interesting one. I said that I was a fairy godmother from the Fairy Odd Parents because I like making wishes come true. So kind of weird, kind of quirky, but a lot of fun.
They must give you an opportunity to consider the question and think before you answer. I guess that must be a key, that not to just come out right away, to really think about what you're going to say.
Well, usually we don't really think about it. We're on demand. So,
Really?
yes.
Okay, so that would be nerve-wracking then.
It is, that's the nerve-wracking part, because you don't know what they're going to ask and you just want to give a nice, complete, concise answer.
Is there a physical fitness part of the competition
Yes, there
too?
is. We have to do push-ups and
Really?
jumping jacks.
The real
and-
push-ups?
Oh, real push-ups, of course. No girly push-ups.
No. Oh, wow.
And we do side planks and mountain climbers, and we do it all. So that's instead of the swimsuit portion, like what the Miss contestants do.
Okay.
It's to show how physically fit we are.
Well, that's important, especially
very
when you
important.
have, when you're in this role and you've got a lot of girls looking up to you.
Exactly.
That I think it's important to have that physical fitness to show the healthy lifestyle.
Yes, very true.
So, how old are you?
I am 17 years old and I am a junior in high school.
Okay. And where do you go to high school? Where are you?
Gilbert High School up in the Lakes region.
What size is that school? Is it
Oh,
small?
about 500 people, I'd say. Very small, but we know everyone. It's a great family there.
And you have been competing. You mentioned before that you were on TV when you were 9.
When I was 9, with my first title as Miss Capital Area's preteen.
So you won as
So
a preteen.
I won as a preteen my first year that I competed. And you can be 9, but unfortunately we're no longer doing the preteen program. We now
Okay.
have what's called a princess program, which is an absolute honor because they'll get to walk across the stage with us in February of next year
Oh,
if you're a
wow.
princess. And
Okay.
it's great because you'll be able to have one contestant to look up to, which I think is really important for kids to have a good role model in their life.
So with the princess program, what are the ages that the girls would compete?
They're actually not competing. It's just a
Okay.
way for them to get
Oh.
involved at a young age and be able to watch the pageant and still be a part of it, but without having the pressure of having to compete.
So how do they decide who is going to be the princess? Is it, or do
It's
all?
anyone is welcome. Sorry, I should have
Oh.
clarified that.
Oh,
But
I
every
see.
single person is welcome to come and join us as a princess.
Oh, okay. That makes a big difference.
Yes.
And I can see where that would give the girls an opportunity to aspire to the
Yes.
role models.
It's very important.
So 17, 9, you've been competing for 8 years.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
And I've loved every single moment of it. I've had so many great experiences being able to talk and hold myself in a room, time management because I'm just so busy. But I love this program. It's made me who I am today, and I've met so many great people and have had so many great opportunities because of it.
What drew you as a 9-year-old to start competing in pageants?
Well, it all started in 2002 when I was 5 years old and I met Mary Morin, the Miss New Hampshire at the time. And I fell in love with her. I loved the crown. I loved her personality. She was so open and fun-loving and such a great person. And we are still friends today. She came to my birthday party at 5. She came to my birthday party this year. She is a
Really?
great person.
Wow.
She helped me pick out my interview dress that I wore for the pageant. We are like sisters.
Well, it sounds like you've made a lot of good friendships
I have.
over the years, and it sounds like those bonds stay.
Stick. They for sure do.
That really says a lot. So what is your talent? Has that changed since you started at 9?
No, I am
No.
still a baton twirler.
Okay.
And I've been doing that for 12 years. I absolutely love it. So I twirled this year to Sway, but I've done in the past Lady Gaga. I've been a bird from Amazing Maisie.
So
from
what do you
Physical to
mean?
Musical.
Is it the type of routine that you have?
Yes. So for me, I love twirling, but I also love playing characters.
Okay.
So this year I wasn't really a character. I was just twirling to music, but I've done some pretty fun stuff in the past.
So there's costumes and routines that need to
Yes,
be choreographed to it.
I actually do a lot of choreography by myself, but when I do have choreography done, I go to the Red Star Twirlers in Derry, New Hampshire. My coach, Mrs. H, and Carrie Ann Lynch and Ashley Tiller are all absolutely amazing and always give me the best choreography. And they know my strong points and they know how I can really feel confident on stage, which I really like.
I've seen you twirl, and you do an amazing
Thank
job.
you so much.
There really is a lot of talent and practice. So how many hours do you practice and prepare for a competition as far as your talent goes?
Well, I used to do 12 hours a week, but unfortunately I sustained a pretty bad concussion back at the end of April.
Oh, gee.
So I have been working up and trying to practice as much as I can, but the doctor has okayed me to do 45 minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot, 45 minutes a day. But it doesn't sound like a lot, but it is because I really never thought I'd be able to get back into it since it was such a bad concussion.
Even with that concussion
Yes.
and the lack of being able to practice, your talent still obviously shone through.
I was very lucky that I was able to do it. I got very dizzy the second night, but I just pulled it together, and I knew I just had to get through it.
So do you get nervous performing the talent portion?
No, there's only one thing. It's right when the stage lights hit, I get nervous because what if I drop right then and there? How awkward, their first impression. But then once I get done with that first trick, it's just natural and easygoing for me.
That's wonderful. So you don't get nervous during the talent portion. You don't get nervous during the interview.
I'm not a nervous Nellie, I guess.
That is great. That's great. So with the requests for appearances, do you get nervous for those?
No, because I love meeting people, and it's just most important that wherever I go, I'm myself. And I love doing it. I love meeting new people. It's always a great time.
If someone wanted to request you to come and speak, is there a website that they could?
MissNewHampshire.org, and once you go there, you can click on the Outstanding Teen link, and up at the top, I believe it's Request an Appearance.
Okay, and so they could request Allie Nault to
Yes,
come
they can.
to their fundraising event, maybe?
I would love to.
Okay.
Anything under the sun, I'm always open for anything.
Oh, that's wonderful. You've been talking and mentioned your platform a little bit. Let's talk about that a little bit more. And you implied that it was a financially sensible program. Talk about that.
Well, my platform's title is Making Sense, Becoming Financially Responsible. So I teach kids all about saving money. So I start with little kids by giving them coin savers that are sponsored by banks across the state of New Hampshire, like Santander Bank, Bellwether, Northeast Credit Union, Bank of New England, TD Bank. And I love doing that. I've handed out over 3,000 of them, and seeing a kid's face when I hand it to them and say, you can put quarters in these and start saving money, it just lights up, and it's the best feeling. I also work with financial literacy programs like Jumpstart and See You for Reality, which teach kids who are older all about saving money. So middle school to high school range kids.
Is that about, you start at the middle school?
Yes.
Through high school for the Jumpstart?
Yes. Jumpstart actually, because of me, was able to change their mission statement to pre-K to 12th grade because of my preschool program of school banking, which is sponsored by Santander Bank.
Okay, so is that a program that you started
Yes.
and named and got together?
It's where kids are able to go right to their school and bank. I do this at St. Peter's Home in Manchester. And kids are welcome to come in once a month and bank right at school to start the idea of saving money at a young age. That's the key, is starting them young.
Right, and I'm sure there's some excitement with the
Oh,
students
so excited.
to be able to come in and maybe even to do some chores over the weekend.
That's exactly what they do with the coin savers. They get a quarter every single time they do a chore.
Right.
Well, that's what some parents do at least.
To encourage them.
Exactly.
And to see that money accumulate.
It's such a great feeling. Some parents even say, wow, my kid has more money saved than I do,
Yeah.
which is kind of scary to think about, but it's a great feeling for the kids to know that.
Is the Making Sense program another program that you started and developed,
The
or was
Making
that
Sense program is just everything that I do, whether it's volunteering in my financial literacy programs or my school banking program, or working with Jumpstart to See You for Reality. I call that all my Making Sense ideas.
So you're an entrepreneur?
I guess so. I would like to own my own franchise when I'm older.
Well,
So.
I'm sure you're involved in the Making Sense program as far as
Yes.
saving. Unfortunately, college will come before that and
Yes.
may wipe you out with the costs of college. But if you keep performing and winning pageants,
You get more
the
scholarship
scholarships will help. So you're very,
Exactly.
very bright in
Thank
the
you so
financial
much.
sense and thinking that, looking at the resources available.
Yes.
So you mentioned 3,000 students that you've been able to have an influence on?
Yes. So over the past 4 years, 3,000 kids, and I'm hoping to be able to reach out to even more now with the title of Miss New Hampshire's Outstanding Teen.
Do you help them once they've saved this money? Do you talk about budgeting and have an idea of what to do with it? Or is the purpose just to me, there needs to be a little bit more than just saving?
Yes, exactly. Saving is the main goal for them. But I do I work with Jumpstart, as I said, and they do what are called moon jars. And they are divided into 3 sections. So one section is for saving, another one is for sharing, and another one is for spending. So that's a way to
okay.
show them how each one is divided up differently and how you share a little bit of your money and then you spend another part of it, and then also where saving fits into the equation. And it's a nice visual for kids to have and see, so this way they're able to comprehend better the whole entire purpose of money.
It sounds like you spend a lot of time and you have a passion for your platform.
Yes, I do.
Any idea how many hours you put into?
Oh my gosh, I can't even begin to imagine how many hours. I do a lot of community service. I know that in the past 3 years it's been over 1,500 hours.
Wow.
So that's quite a bit, and I can't even imagine how many hours were actually specifically dedicated to my platform. I work really hard with my platform.
Is there a website that you have for your platform? Or I know Jumpstart may, or?
Yes, Jumpstart, See for Reality. I have my childrenmakingsense.org, which you can visit. It's under reconstruction right now, but it will be up and running in the next few weeks.
Okay. And don't tell me that's something that you're doing too.
Yes, it is. It's actually a website that I made in school my freshman year, and I was looking back at some of the pictures, and I'm like, wow, I've changed. I need to update this.
Oh, good. Great idea, and what perfect with your future year.
Exactly.
Moving ahead, that would be
Yes.
good too. So, do you have? When is your next competition? Do you have the year?
Yes, I am going to be competing again in July out in Florida, Orlando, Florida,
Oh, wow.
for Miss America's Outstanding Teen.
Really? Okay.
There's one
So
girl from every state that represents, so I'm very lucky and fortunate to be going out there.
Okay, so the competition is going to be a little bit more than maybe twice the amount of girls.
Yes,
if there's
it
one per
is.
state. But I'm sure they've got, is it a week-long
Yes, we're out there
event?
for a whole entire week. Whether we're rehearsing.
July?
Yes. No, but we're in Florida, so that's great.
Yeah, it may be hot, but
Yeah, a little hot, but we're inside rehearsing, and then we also go out and do appearances. It's going to be a great time. I'm so excited for that week.
how will you prepare for that competition?
Everything. Expanding my platform even more across the state and hopefully taking it to a national level. Preparing my new talent, which just got approved, the song. I'm so excited about that.
So what do you mean that just got approved? Do you have to?
We have our song, and we have to make sure that it's approved, that it's an appropriate song, and that everything fits under its copyright sort of
okay. Right. Okay.
agenda.
That makes sense.
And mine
if
did,
it's
so
being
we were very
recorded
excited.
Wow. So it's in July.
Yes.
And you're going to probably devote quite a bit of time to preparing, but you're 17,
Yes.
a junior. How are you going to fit in college trips?
Well, I've already done quite a few college trips, which I'm very lucky about. Wherever we go, my mom always says, let's just look at schools around here.
Oh.
My mom's been very supportive through the whole entire college browsing process.
That's great.
Yes.
Well, good luck in that competition,
you.
and definitely promise me that you will come back.
I will, of course, come back. I love it here. You guys are like my second family.
Good, good, and update us on how you did. If there's some viewers, some young girls that are interested in competing, or maybe someone who wants to do some volunteer work, are they able to do that through the pageant program?
Yes, of course. I encourage all people to become involved because this is such a great program. It's helped me expand as a person and reach outside of my comfort zone. And you just have to remember that everything is possible. I never thought it was going to be possible to be sitting here today as Miss New Hampshire's Outstanding Teen, and it happened. It's not about being the perfect person. It's about being the best person you can be. That's what they're looking for.
That's a great statement.
Thank you so much.
If we want to follow you, are you on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook. You can follow the Miss New Hampshire's Outstanding Teen page.
Okay.
We're also on Twitter at MNHOteen, and also on Instagram, MNHOteen.
Wow. Good. All that social media.
Yes, I'm updating almost every day, so
And
check
that'll
in.
be wonderful to see when you're down in Orlando, to be
Yes.
able to see how things are progressing, and with Instagram to look at the photos and just to follow you.
Yes, so exciting.
Is there anything we haven't talked about today that you want to bring up?
I just would like to once again say that I encourage all people to reach outside their comfort zone and compete, because that's exactly what I did when I was 9 years old, and I was quite awkward. I had bangs like Dora, and you know, when I look back at it, I truly have grown, and it's something that everyone should be a part of, making a difference.
And you've been true to yourself.
Yes,
And
I have.
those bangs and all those stages, I mean, that's what makes us who we are.
Exactly.
And it's important. It's important
It's
to
very
go through
important
that.
to grow and realize who you want to be, and that's exactly what I've done. And I'm happy with how this program has helped shape who I am today.
Sounds like a wonderful program, and
It really is.
really help girls become young women.
Yes.
Well, thank you for coming in
Thank
today.
you. It was so great seeing you again.
I hope you've enjoyed getting to know Allie. It's really been a pleasure having her here. Once again, my name is Suzanne Bernier Robinson. Thank you for watching Miss New Hampshire's Outstanding Teen 2015.